as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day.
I am so looking forward to knowing more about this lovely young lady. I know her name is Josephine. We bumped into each other walking around Marbella because she recognized me, I think, from my Marbella my Marbella Moments column in the Euro Weekly News. And we started talking about my article on coffee, that I like coffee with milk with no foam. If I wanted a Starbucks cappuccino, I'd have asked for one. And Spain has such great coffee. This lady knows over 40 years living right here in Marbella, Josephine?
I've lived in Marbella. I've lived outside of Marbella. I was in Las Chapas area for 11 years, and I was in Estepona, but now I'm 15 years in the center of Marbella.
But you're like slap bang center of Marbella.
I'm right here in the center. I'm 5 minutes away.
You came here 40 years ago.
Yes.
40 years ago in Spain is a lifetime, particularly when you came from the States.
Yes.
The differences of coming from the US to Spain back then, was that what attracted you in the first place?
I think what attracted me, there was a similarity in the sense of a social networking similarity. Here, I grew up in New York City, and I was used to working, going out, dealing with international people, and this is what attracted me here, that where I lived and I worked in Estepona, I was at a Belgium-owned, like a five-star luxury Club Med, and I was teaching yoga and Pilates and fitness there, and all the people from all different parts of Europe and different parts of the world were here at that time. The same as when I worked in the Buchinger Clinic. I got to meet people from all walks of life.
Wow, I mean, the Buchinger Clinic is definitely something that we all know from time immemorial. So what were you actually doing there? What was your involvement with these places?
In the Buchinger Clinic as well, I worked teaching fitness while the people were fasting. It was a wonderful place. I taught fitness, I did consultations, I did talks on how important it was to exercise while you were dieting, while you were fasting, the importance of exercise. And this is back in 1990. When I taught here in 1979, the same thing. People said to me, people are on holiday here, then no one's going to exercise. I said, exercise has to become a way of life. And look at today, this is where it's a way of life.
Exactly, we've come a long way, because today it is, for many people, it is just par for the course.
It's their routine. Back then, the only people that exercised, I remember my yoga classes and my classes, the people who came were either Swiss or French or Belgian. And now, or English. And today, it's people, the Spanish people also have integrated themselves in fitness, which is a great thing.
It's not as easy for an American, paperwork-wise, to be in Spain as for other people. And back in the day, I know at the beginning there was a lot of Hollywood movie stars that came. That was what first put Marbella on the map. Is that how you saw it? When did Marbella come into your vision?
Right. Well, that was it. What was interesting, I remember I used to go, I was always in Puerto Banús with Andrea Sinatra Bar. Back then, it was, you sat there, you met the people who had the private yachts. Everyone integrated. If you went to Regine's, what was Regine's at the time, or you went to the casino, the private casino in Puerto Banús, everyone knew each other. It was like a little clique. It didn't matter the amount of money you had, what you did, or so on. It was just, if you knew how to be, you knew how to behave. And that was what I grew up with in 1970s
That's
New York City.
I grew up in. If you knew how to behave, you were in. There was no social class, there was no status.
You were invited and you could go anywhere and everywhere. You just knew how to be. You had to. And I grew up in New York City, which
you have to know how to be.
You had to know. I grew up going to Studio 54, Le Jardin, all these clubs in the early 70s. And then I went to live 3 years in Caracas, Venezuela, where it was either you were very poor or you were very wealthy. I was a professional makeup artist, so same thing. So it came it was second nature to me. So I found that very interesting here. And when you went with people who didn't have, they were as nice as they could be. There wasn't an arrogance. There wasn't this social class system of, well, I have the Mercedes, or I have the Ferrari, or I have the this. I can't know you. I go here and who are you? And they look at you, and if you're, no, it was just you had to know how to be, how to behave, how to dress, and how to talk to people from different walks of life.
We can see that. You opened up probably one of the first gyms here in Marbella.
I helped El Fuerte.
El Fuerte, I mean, what an emblematic name for Marbella and history.
There were studios, but as far as gyms, El Fuerte and one in Club del Sol. And I helped them to structure opening up a small gym within a hotel. Both one was a tennis club, one was a hotel.
And you couldn't think today of having a hotel that doesn't have a small gym if it's a good hotel.
And the first thing that I was told, again, well, who's going to come to a hotel? People are on holiday. Who's going to exercise? And look at today.
But it does take time, doesn't it, for new things to catch on, for people to realize and change their programming, I suppose.
That has been my thing in 40 years of, I've been a personal trainer before anybody called it a personal trainer. I taught people Pilates and yoga a very, very long time ago. And just movement therapy, how to sit, how to use their bodies, and massage therapy. And I was always, you know, people fought me and said, oh, here, we're Europe, we're not America. Europeans, they go on holiday. They don't do that when they're on holiday, and And look at today. Everywhere you go, there's a gym, there's a day spa. I opened the very first day spa here in 1993, and it was an Ayurvedic day spa. Again, people said, we here in Europe, we only do, and I had aromatherapy. We only do aromatherapy. That's Ayurvedic. What is that?
Very much a resistance to anything that we don't
anything
know.
New that they didn't do, and that is my thing. My thing is creating and innovating and taking something that is and bringing it into the future.
Gosh, well, I'm very happy to have you in my life then. You have as you say, an American vantage point that at the time was kind of too breaking territory ground for Spain. I know myself when we brought the microwave to Spain, and the buyers of Continente at that time looked just like we were crazy.
That's right.
I'm not going to cook my stuff in
That's right.
or eat that. Maybe they were right, to be honest with you. However, in
But now
retrospect,
everyone has it.
you know anyone in Marbella. You've made some lovely friends. You were saying that in New York you were used to the networking philosophy before you even came to Spain. 40 years and 15 years right here in Marbella. You've met some lovely people. What would you say, as I'm very much like behind the scenes, I like the people who make it happen, those are your people. What would you say that people miss here about the real backbone of those who run Marbella?
What I find, there's a lot of jealousy. I'm not used to that. I'm used to networking groups, entrepreneurial groups, helping each other. As you see somebody start up a small business, I'm the first one that I try to, competition, you always have competition. I grew up, that's what makes us, strive to be better, is competition. And if someone someone's doing the same thing that I don't mind to send them someone. I have too many clients, or I don't have enough. Someone sends to me, I send to someone else, or the barter system. I worked a lot with that in the 80s.
And it works so well.
People are
Doesn't
afraid
it work
here.
well?
It
They're
works
afraid.
wonderful.
But I think they're afraid maybe because...
They're insecure.
Yeah, but a lot of people here, we were talking with Vanessa about the transitional philosophy of Marbella. A lot of people come and go. And I think a lot of people kind of get burnt, and then they're reticent to trust people again because of this transition that people come and go.
Because there are a lot of transit. You find that always in places that are holiday places. I found that in Florida. But then you find your niche. You find your group of people that are there to stay, and they're there developing a business or profession, and you work with those people. The other people that you know are not. They're flighters. They're gonna come and go. They come to take, and then they run. So you look for your own groups. But I would like to see people be kinder to each other here, help each other out more, not be so cutthroat, because this is a very small place. You do that in big cities, perhaps, but not in places as small as it is here.
But that's another thing. People arrive in Marbella and they see this lovely city, and they think, okay, here is lo mío, no? And I can just take advantage of everything. Right, but it isn't. you realize it's a very small city. There are probably, what, 60 movers and shakers in total in the whole town. And if you upset the wrong people,
that's right.
It can be for life, and people come in very arrogant, very not realizing actually maybe it's as close-knit as it is.
It is a very close-knit place. That's why you also you have to tread carefully, because what you give out comes back to you. Because you do something to someone, that someone tells someone else and tells someone else. And bad press goes out a lot quicker than good press, always. So you have to just try to be, agreeable, try to be good, be kind, be helpful.
Exactly. Just saying, just know how to be. If you know how to be.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, if you know how to be. Well, our United Nationalities of Marbella supporters is very much in this philosophy of trying to put into practice, and I'm very glad that Josephine is joining into the project, because she has all the expertise and ability for this, to actually show people in Marbella that it is possible to #better together. For example, here at the harbour, the restaurant here in the Marbella harbour, where all the little boats are, Mark and all the team, and Antonio and the matron, everybody supporting the community.
That's right.
It's nice, and obviously everyone wants to support people back. And it is a little bit like you're saying, this bargaining, treke, exchange. There are a lot of things we can do for each other to help each other. Then when the tourists come or whatever, it just makes it easier.
That's right. I'm the first one. That's why people are always asking me, well, where is this? Where is that? Where is the other? Because I love to always to promote people, to help them. I've been helped a lot in my life, so I figure it's due time for me to help back. And it's just who I am, what I like to do.
You do, and she likes to go around. You go to all the nice places. It's lovely to see you, because it is. But it's lovely to see, and you have that in Marbella. It gives you a family without having all those family ties, really, doesn't it?
No, without a doubt. And you have to just be agreeable. Go out there and be yourself. Be kind. Be kind. We have to be kind to people. People today are forgetting, I think, this whole social networking thing, of which I think I'm for it, with Facebook and this. It's fine and great, but deal with people one-to-one, one-on-one. If you see someone in the street, something's wrong, help them. Don't always help to just get something back. You'll always get something back.
Exactly, you probably get more back if you're not expecting something in return. Unfortunately, I wrote a column on this actually, assuming you're reading this, because we all tend to jump to conclusions.
I always read your column.
No, but it's
because this is what you deal with, is you're always telling people how to and what to do, and it's wonderful, because people forget it. You suggest, when I say
so we
that,
could be
you
nicer
tell
to
them.
each other.
No, I read that one. That was actually very good.
Because we jump to conclusions. We don't know what's going on in anyone's life. Even the ones that are smiling could have God knows what going on in their lives. We don't know.
That's
so I think we have to be a bit more permissive, a little bit more understanding and supportive.
Supportive, that's the key word.
We are really better together. Marbella is a small city, and there are people who've been here a long time who can help you through and help us enjoy each other, learn more about each other. Absolutely wonderful.
I think it's wonderful what you're doing with this group of getting people together. I think it's so needed now.
Because there are lots of groups who support each other, but I think it's then joining us together as one.
Correct.
So at least we do know each other exist, and we can support each other.
Right. And if you're looking for something or for someone, you can call someone. You have this one. Look, I know. Do you know? Do you? And just kind of network in that way within each other to help each other and be supportive. This is it.
Exactly. Be supportive. Josephine, it's lovely to just chat with you.
Thank
May
you
it be
very
many
much.
times.
It was lovely to be here and to be here at the harbour.
It's lovely, huh? I mean, it is. It's just the elegance that one deserves. What can I say?
Exactly. And to be with you, and thank you.
Elegance personified. And look what
you.
Doing sports does for you. You look amazing. You're so in shape. You always look so wonderful.
Thank you very much.
This is how it's done. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Hey, hey.
This next section is sponsored by Linea Directa, tailor-made expat car insurance. Wearing a seatbelt is fundamental. Even braking suddenly at 7 kilometers an hour, your body will be thrust forward with the equivalent weight of 3 to 5 tons. That's like throwing yourself off headfirst of a 3-story building, and we wouldn't want to do that. We certainly wouldn't do that out of choice. Now, when you're pregnant, a lot of people choose not to wear the seatbelt because it's true that the lower belt can actually hurt your uterus or even damage the fetus. However, there is an adapter now available that is a cushion that goes on your car seat, and when you get in the car, what you do is you put your seatbelt on as you would normally. So you put your seatbelt on, and now you're sitting on your special seatbelt adapter, and then you take the part that's between the legs, which is the optimum position to put the belt, so it's below your uterus, it's below the baby, and if any pressure is exerted in case of sudden braking, it will not hurt you or the baby. But it is fundamental that you wear a seatbelt, because if you don't, you're risking your lives, your baby's life, and that of anyone else who is with you in the car or around you if you go through that windscreen. It's fundamental. Seatbelt first, but when you wear it correctly. And in pregnancy, it's very important to position that belt below the bump so you're all safe.
Hey, hey.
Here comes the weekend. Tomorrow's Friday. Even though we live in a beautiful place and a lot of us live our lives as if we're on holiday, it's always nice to know the weekend is coming, and so much going on now that the summer and the good weather is with us. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We hope you enjoyed the show, meeting our guests, and that you'll be back tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to each other. Hasta mañana.
Halfway twisted, you've been out of shape.